Hey, Shalom, first and foremost, giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakah, Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. Now, oh man, some exciting times, man. I'm sitting there laying back, chilling, getting thoughts together for tomorrow. And I see through the chat um, that uh, it's popping off, man. Russia has officially attacked the Ukraine. Now, the thing is, a lot of Americans are dumbed down and don't know history, haven't even begun to do history. Because I'm not saying that I'm a history buff, but you have to have common sense and you have to have use context clues and things like that, man. And if something is happening, say Russia and Ukraine, wouldn't it spark you to or invoke you to Google, Russia and Ukraine and the history, even if you didn't know about the Cold War and the Cuban Missile Crisis and all of this long seated history that is culminating as leading up until now, man. Okay, and brothers are excited because we're waiting on World War III. The scriptures talk about World War III, the third woe, and that has to happen. That is a prophecy that has to happen before Yahushua makes his return. Actually, it's written in Second Ezra, the 13th chapter, that he will make his return in the midst of World War III. So this right here is an act of war. Now, Ukraine has relations with the U.S. After the Cold War, okay, and during the breakup of the USSR, okay, and you know, this has been long city history, man. So, Lord willing, tomorrow, definitely gonna be more lessons about the Cold War, the history about the Ukraine and Russia, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and there's multiple lessons that can just stem from this one active war. Okay, and if you're not familiar with the Cold War, it's basically the U.S. and the Soviet Union, all right, clashing. It was a long. It was about. I think this spanned until from 1960 to uh, the late 80s or something like that. So, this has been a long beef, man. That Cold War, but they were fighting, for nuclear capabilities, fighting over basically world dominance, being the next superpower of the earth, which also sparked, the U.S. to and prompted the U.S. to fake the moon landing. But that's neither here nor there. But this is exciting times, man. We're in the wars and rumors of wars. Okay, so I'm gonna read a little bit of this article, and yes, get the same three scriptures, okay, about war. Okay. This is updated February 23rd, which is today, 2022, 10:57. So roughly like 10 minutes ago. Ukraine reports missile strikes after Putin orders Russian forces to attack. Now this is big. This is big because let's say 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, if this would have happened, America would, America wouldn't have hesitated, you know, especially attacking one of their so-called allies or their, one of the countries that they have relations with. Some, how they word it, but this can go either way. This can happen, and, and the U.S. leaves them high and dry, which sparks them to rejoin the USSR. Okay, or the U.S. can step in with their so-called allies, but the scriptures talk about their allies, that basically the allies are going to turn on America and fire missiles upon her, and burn her with fire. So it's crazy how it's gonna happen. But hey, the Lord is working. Okay. Ukraine reports missile strikes after Putin orders Russian forces to attack. Russian President Vladimir Putin, in an early Thursday morning address in Moscow, announced that Russia will launch a military action in Ukraine. NBC News reported that the explosions were heard in Kyiv, the Ukrainian capital. U.S. President Joe Biden condemned the attack. The world will hold Russia accountable, he said. Now, what world? Okay, but the only ones that's gonna hold Russia accountable is the ones that are your so-called allies, not Russia's allies. China's not holding Russia accountable. Okay, and the other Russian allies are not holding Russia accountable. They are with Russia. Okay, they made a pact, especially for the greater good to defeat America. But then, like the scriptures say, NATO and the EU is gonna turn on America, man. The ones that they're so called now. America is so big and bad, right? Like the scriptures say in Jeremiah 50, how the hammer of the earth have been broken. All right, America's not the same superpower that they were 40, 50 years ago. Okay, so now they're what Biden is doing is like, okay, well, um, like say you get in a fight and your friend gets into a fight, and then instead of you jumping in, you like, man, I'm about to go get my other partners. Hold on, I'm about to get my other friends, and they go jump you. They go fight. I'm not doing nothing. This is what's happening, man. Okay, stock futures in American markets plummeted as the news broke. The United Nations Security Council just had convened an emergency meeting Wednesday night. Now, this is going to cause a domino effect. This is going to affect a lot of things. It's going to affect oil prices, which in return affects gas prices. It's going to affect the economy. It's going to affect the Dow. It's going to affect all this, man. Okay, all these things. Earlier, European and U.S. officials scrambled to penalize Russia on Wednesday, responding to its deployments of troops to eastern Ukraine with a cascade of economic sanctions. All right, man. Hey, your gold and silver, they're gonna cast it into the street, man. You're not gonna be able to get Russia or any of these countries to bow down because you putting sanctions on them, man. Money is not the Lord is rising up the spirit and putting the spirit in these countries that are ran by their leaders, all right, to get into war mode. Okay, scriptures talk about the hooks going back into Russia's jaws, man. All right, to the bear, the jaws of the bear. Okay, which Russia represents the bear in the scripture. All right, as concerns grew uh, that its concerns grew that Russian aggression would escalate. Ukraine warned its citizens to avoid traveling to Russia, and to leave the country immediately if they are already there. The move came after Putin said Wednesday that Moscow is always open to diplomacy, days after ordering troops into East Ukraine and recognizing the independence of two self-declared republics in the region. See, European Union was set to hold an emergency meeting on Thursday. I don't know if that's a typo, but and was reportedly considered another round of sanctions on Russian individuals. Officials from the United Kingdom and the United States are also announced or threatening more retaliatory measures after they unveiled initial tranches this week. So there you go. Hey, they starting to poke the bear, man. All right. Look, Ukrainian officials, cruise and ballistic missile strikes are underway. That's right. So there you go, man. This thing is building up. Hey, if you in that military, man, you better get ready to go over there. I was just talking to my so-called brother-in-law, which is basically the sister of my Eve, and I mean the husband of the sister of my Eve, and they're both in the military. Him and his Eve, and they're in the army, and he's a platoon sergeant, and basically they've deploying. Well, they're sending troops over there already. And I said, man, what if they tell you to go? He's like, man, I'm not going. I'm just gonna send someone. No, you can't do that. That's not how it works. So him and his wife might be on the way over there, and we're not keeping your kid, man. Y'all better get out of that motherfucker, man. Biden promises a strong united response from NATO to Russian invasion of Ukraine. Woo! So now they kind of trying to bring everybody else in there, and they're gonna start splitting up. Some of them gonna be like, man, hey, this is not our fight. You know what I'm saying? And others are gonna be with it, but then, hey, at the end of the day, man, um, America's allies is gonna, you know, turn their back on her and burn her with fire. President Joe Biden responded to Russia's attack on Ukraine Wednesday night. His statement is below. Okay. Yeah, talking about they will hold the hold Russia accountable. The G7 summit is gonna happen. Well, they're gonna make the G7. And you can read the article. There's gonna be many more articles, man. You know, So we're gonna see how um, America is gonna respond to this, man. Either they're gonna cower up and say, "Hey, man, we're technically not allies with Ukraine. We just, have amicable relationship," and then Ukraine joins back with Russia to fight against America in this Third World War, or America jumps in, and bam. It's so many ways this can go, man. So this is exciting time. Hey, and this is wars and rumors of wars, man. This is wars and rumors of wars. This is really how I talked about this moment right now that we're in. These moments right now. Okay. Um, this is the book of Matthew chapter 24. Okay. And okay, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And this is a rumor of war, man. All right. Another country going to war with another country, and then America, it being its so-called ally or having relations with them, jumping in and saying they are going to respond. Okay, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So the end is not yet, but we're well on the way. So the Lord has warned us and told us of these things to come, man. All right, this is the end, man. Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second war is past, and behold, the third war coming quickly. This third war's war is coming quickly. It's here. All right, and you know, Ezekiel 37. All right, 38. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. All right, and that landmass of Magog is Russia. And say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horsemen and horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company of bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Now, if you would translate that in this time, this is talking about weapons of war. Okay, fighter planes, tanks, your armor. Okay, you know what I'm saying? All types of the modern day warfare, man. Okay, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and and helmet. You know what I'm saying? So hey, Iran, okay, which are the modern day Persians. They're gonna click up with Russia, Ethiopia, Libya. Okay, Gomer and all his bands, and Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. This is another lesson, which I'm gonna try to, because I got probably 4 lessons on my mind right now to go into because of this. So it could be with the Ezekiel 38. I'm just gonna put it together after this, and Lord willing, tomorrow I'll put them on wax. But Togarmah is basically Turkey. So all of these nations gonna come together to, link up, come allies to fight America, man. To basically destroy America. Scriptures say, shall burn her with fire. Okay. So hey man, that's it for right now. World War III. Russia has attacked the Ukraine, man. We are here, man. Hey, get right with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. I want to give our honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, by Shem Kwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the elect. Stay tuned.